And they're saying they're going to amend the law to basically use the Secret Service on citizens and expand it. But meanwhile, Obama's saying if they bring a knife to a gun, to a fight, we bring a gun. And we've got the Daily Kos talking about this Congresswoman, Giffords, being dead to them because she was a conservative. Now, let's go to Clarence Dumnick, the sheriff there in the county, who wasted no time going after everybody's free speech and the Second Amendment. And here he is on Fox, the same show, right after the father was on, and the reporter is asking him, well, what's your proof that rhetoric caused him to do this? I mean, what's your proof? And again, he's a crazy person worshiping the devil. If you watch his videos, he dresses up like the Grim Reaper. This country's in a lot of political trouble. There's a lot of stuff going on. And when things get crazy, people go crazy. When people lose everything, they lose it. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of fireworks coming up. And they plan on using it to take our freedoms, our right to defend ourselves when the economy's collapsing out there and there's people running around looting the streets. This is the big move. If there was any doubt, they want our guns, they want our free speech, they want our birthright. Look at what they do. And everybody around this guy knew what he was planning, but he got away with it. Why is that? And who are these guys who brought him there and look like handlers? Why is, John Doe number 2, let's not talk about it. Let's play the clip of the sheriff getting put on the hot seat as he's out there pushing and pushing and pushing to get political gas mileage out of it. Here it is.
What I'm wondering is, do you have reason to believe that this particular suspected killer was taking in information or was in any way influenced by the vitriol or the rhetoric that you're referring to that has been out on the airwaves?
If your question is specific, I have to be specific and say I don't have that information yet. The investigation is in its very initial phases. But my belief, and I've been watching what's been going on in this country for the last 75 years, and I've been a police officer for over 50 years, there's no doubt in my mind that when a number of people night and day try to inflame the public, that there's going to be some consequences from doing that, and I think it's irresponsible to do that.
Is that, Sheriff, it sounds like you're being very honest that that's just your speculation and that's not anything that's fact-based at this point?
That's my opinion, period.
And, we've had some people question whether that is something you should be sharing now because tempers are already inflamed. People are upset about what's happened. The grieving families are still mourning. The bodies have yet to be buried. And is it the time, really, to be injecting speculative opinion like that into this case by somebody like yourself, the sheriff?
Well, I think difference of opinion is what makes the world go round and round. But I think it's irresponsible for us not at some point to address this kind of behavior and try to put a stop to it. There's no doubt in my mind that there are consequences to this kind of behavior. When people, allegedly credible people who get up and in front of cameras and microphones.
So this is a guy, we have the video of that too coming up if we have time. This is the sheriff that said, you're a racist if you don't like health care. This is the sheriff who said it's racist if you want to control the borders. That's inflaming people. What does MSNBC do? What do all these guys do? And hey, you know what? Spew your rhetoric. I've got my response to you. That's how this works. And you're not going to shut us up. You're not going to shut us up. Listen, you may have been able to, that is the feds, bomb Oklahoma City in '95 to shut down the states' rights movement. The world government wasn't out in the open then. The implosion of the dollar wasn't out in the open. The 23% or higher unemployment, with you lying and saying it's 9.6, 9.8, that wasn't out in the open then. You can say we're inflaming the public. Oh, I've got to love it. We've got all this government corruption. Mexico has imploded, 30,000 dead in the last 2 years. It was 28,000, it's growing. All this bedlam worldwide, food riots, energy riots going on, private central banks stealing tens of trillions a year from the Western world. They won't tell the parliaments and Congress where the money went. And then we sit up here and say, hey, we're sick of this tyranny. We don't want to live in this corporate / Soviet, system. And you say, sit down and shut up. Here it is. Dems planning bill that would outlaw threatening lawmakers. Use of language or symbols that could be perceived as inciting violence. They will decide what's perceived. Obama flashback. If they bring a knife to a gunfight, we'll bring a gun. Video. Father of 9-year-old murder victim does not want more restrictions on freedoms. Clyburn. Reinstate the fairness doctrine. It's getting bad. Folks, you've heard us talk about HomeGain before. HomeGain is now offering a special promo where you get up to $150 when you buy or sell a home with a HomeGain agent you find through their Find a Realtor program. HomeGain lets you compare realtors anonymously. It's easy. Go to HomeGain150.com to find and compare realtors anonymously. Enter promo code HomeGain150 and receive up to $150 when you close a deal with a HomeGain agent. Share the HomeGain150 promo code with your friends via Facebook, Twitter, text, and more. Look for Max, the HomeGain Gorilla, to find out more about how HomeGain is going to pay you. Visit HomeGain150.com today to enter your promo code and get paid for buying or selling a house. That's HomeGain150.com.
Is it really possible to get out of debt without payment plans or attorneys? 18 years ago, we developed a program that has made thousands debt-free in just 90 days. It's called Zero Debt in 90 Days, and it works for all credit card debt, medical bills, even collection lawsuits.
When I first joined, I was being sued. So I used the program methods, and after filing one piece of paper, the collection lawsuit was dismissed.
With Zero Debt in 90 days, your success is guaranteed in writing. There is no other program of its kind. Don't be alone when creditors gang up on you. Let our team of experts provide the resources to fight back and stop creditors in only 90 days, guaranteed. Prevent wage garnishments, bank levies, and stop collection calls with our proven program. Call Zero Debt in 90 days now, 800-477-9256, and ask for free information from an expert who also completed our program. 800-477-9256 or ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com. 800-477-9256 or ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com.
I'm Roger Rao at Midas Resources. If you are going through a financial roller coaster because of your investment in stocks, bonds, and other paper assets, perhaps you're ready for a change. You have an opportunity to change your financial security. Get the stability and peace of mind you deserve by investing in precious metals. Gold and silver have been a form of wealth protection for over 5,000 years all over the world. If you have seen your hard-earned money lose value because of inflation, sliding dollar, etc., it's time you stop the bleeding. The answer to your problems is simple. Gold and silver will protect your assets and your purchasing power, physical possession of precious metals, IRA rollover, etc. Call me, Roger Rao, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 178. Take action today when we are still accepting paper dollars for gold and silver. Ready for a change? Call Roger Rao at 1-800-686-2237, extension 178. Again, it's 1-800-686-2237, extension 178.
New year, new way to smoke, and it's totally wicked. Introducing Totally Wicked e-liquid electronic cigarettes, the highest quality e-cigarettes in the world. With Totally Wicked e-liquid cigarettes, there's no flame, no secondhand smoke, no carbon monoxide, no tar, no unsightly brown teeth or fingers, and no lingering smell. Totally Wicked e-liquid cigarettes have a battery charge that lasts up to 8 hours. Plus, with a Totally Wicked Tornado model, the average pack-a-day smoker is likely to save over $1,000 a year. The Totally Wicked Tornado provides a storm of vapor. See it at totallywicked-eliquid.com. That's totallywicked-eliquid.com. Or call 888-761-9425. Get a 15% discount with promo code GCNLive. Go to totallywicked-eliquid.com or call 888-761-9425. That's 888-761-9425. Or online at totallywicked-eliquid.com. Totally Wicked e-liquid cigarettes, the next generation of alternative smoking.
Sheriff Richard Mack, who was a sheriff in Arizona and knows all these players, He's got some really important information for us, and I'm going to integrate it in with a chilling report that's up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com by the excellent research blog, The Total Collapse. Top U.S. federal judge assassinated after threat to Obama agenda. And it goes through that Judge Roll was really causing them a problem. We're going to be covering that with Sheriff Richard Mack coming up. And we're going to have open phones when he's on with us as well. Then we're going to have Larry Pratt in the last 30 minutes, the broadcast executive director of Gun Owners of America. But quite frankly, their bold attack on the Second Amendment is one thing. And I've got the proposed legislation they already had written in the last month. We warned you. They've got geographically specific Texas to California gun registration plan. And I've got the bill all right here. It's a New American article we've got linked up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. But quite frankly, that isn't as frightening as them openly, because I've got the legislation right here and what they're proposing. They say anything that makes somebody look bad in government is going to be illegal because it could incite somebody. I mean, this is moving very, very, very fast right now. The toll-free number specifically on the shooting, any tidbits of information you've got or points I haven't raised, specifically on the Second Amendment or this attack on the First Amendment, I tell you, the Democrats really show us who they are. I saw Republicans, back during Bush, they arrest 9/11 truthers, taser them, send them to Guantanamo. I mean, it's just both parties are totally disgusting. But whatever party's in power are the ones that always really flog the tyranny. And then as soon as the other party's out of power, they then pose as, defenders of liberty. But a real change has happened. A lot of these new Republicans are patriots, do speak out against the world government, do speak out against the New World Order, and are real. And that's why they're pulling out all the stops against them. If you see the media going into absolute conniption fits against somebody, then you know they're good. And strangely enough, I just started researching this last night because I just took it for granted that, well, she's a Democrat, she must be pro-abortion, pro-open border, anti-gun. It turns out the Democrats absolutely hated and had attacked her and called her dead to them and everywhere else, this Giffords lady. And her husband's a Navy captain. They're mainline conservatives. And they did not like it. And I got a sneaking suspicion because he's been to we've now confirmed he's been to events with her. He's asked her weird questions, the reported shooter, Jared Lee Loughner. And again, I was able to say last night, I bet this guy's a devil worshiper. Anybody that's, saying his favorite video is a Grim Reaper burning an American flag with really creepy music. I noticed that in the video I saw Saturday that it would look like Arizona, the background. Then I did searches on that other person's handle. Turns out they reportedly know him. Now they're reporting he was there. I mean, look, you're dressing up like a really creepy Grim Reaper and playing really sick music burning an American flag. Does that sound like a Tea Partier to you? Does it even sound like a Democrat to you? No, it's a lunatic. A lunatic. Now, was it artificial? Had he been broken into this? He had the alter egos, the multiple personalities. He was one of them was a woman. Another was a liberal that took care of doggies. He would dress different for everyone. Another was this devil worshiper, Grim Reaper. He was obsessed with words and was always, you watch his videos. It's hard to fake somebody this crazy. Of course, some of his favorite books were Alice in Wonderland. Of course, you know who else liked those books? Other famous shooters were obsessed with it. For some reason, they use it in code words and things. I'd have to say right now, it's about an 80% probability that this is a staged event. He went into some kind of psychiatric reviews in September, but they're keeping all that very close to their vest right now. But it was ordered in September of last year. The police came to his house. And, I think there needs to be more probable cause acted on. When somebody's talking about how they're going to kill people, which he'd done, that's a warrant right there. You start going around dressing up in black trench coats and talking about abortion and how great it is and talking about how you want to kill people. then you need to have a warrant. Needs to be served out. You know, but they never go to Harris and Kleinbold's house. They never go to this guy's house. And I